Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. And we are back with our good friend, Marie-Ève Mongrain. She is an amazing woman, mother, coach, just a friend, and someone who's so spiritual and believes in that law of attraction. And she's here with us today to talk about, obviously, how she can help you. Welcome back, darling.
Hi, thank you. It's a pleasure to be back every week.
Well, it's beautiful. I see you're decorated for Christmas. Oh, it looks beautiful.
I love it. For me, Christmas, I'm sorry, I still have a little something in my throat from 2 weeks ago, but it's going away. I love Christmas. I don't know. I always start decorating after Halloween, like in the first week when I can. For me, the amount of effort I put into it, and it's just so magical. Like seeing all the little stars and there's a lot of sparkle. Like let's not get wrong here. There's a lot of sparkle and everything. So, and I love sparkles. I love light, and oh my God, yes.
I know. Well, you look beautiful, all dressed up. It looks like we're going to a holiday party today.
Oh, thank you.
Last time we spoke, I know you were in New York. We saw the girls. Fill us in. And by the way, for new listeners today, please introduce yourself to everyone. I forget that part.
That's okay. I'm Marie-Ève Mongrain, and I am a life coach, a mindset life coach. So I work with clients, and we work on their limiting beliefs and anything that can stop them from achieving their higher self. And also, since I work with a law of attraction, law of assumption, we get to work together and get you to be confident and trusting yourself again so that you can trust other people and keep moving.
Beautiful. Well, it's exciting to have you here. What did you have in store for us today? Last week, we talked about the kid things, right? The passport activities for the kids.
Yes.
What about this week?
This week, well, it's fun that you talk about that because I'm like, it's Christmas. Christmas is coming. People need some Christmas help, like Christmas ideas for their kids. And last night, for me, I don't go look around for stuff like we did do our Christmas Santa list last week. Even I did one too, because I want to show them my kids, I'm still a child too. I get to write to Santa, and I'm the first one who got a letter back from Santa today. I said, I will only open it when you girls get yours too. So like, just treating myself there. But last night I was just scrolling on TikTok, and then at one point I was on Facebook or Instagram, and I saw like it's a book, like one that you look right, find like Where's Waldo? But it's one that is for your family. So you can actually personalize the book with your name, and like the character can change the hair, and so it goes up to 3 kids. So there's one, I bought one. I said, I bought 3 actually. I don't go with just one. So I got one, it's myself, my girls, and my 2 girls. And so we each have our name and each have our own character. And actually, when you open the book, there's a story, and you actually have to go and find like, where's Waldo? But you go find yourself. And I got one for each of the girls. Where's Sophie and where's Emily? So I'm like, for me, that was like, it's a company that's called Lost Your Name by Worldly.
Let me get my notepad. What is it?
Wonderbly. So Wonderbly is WONDERBLY. And actually, how I discovered them, that was when my daughter was a baby, and it's called www.lostmyname. And it's the little, I don't know what, they must have changed the story a little bit. The little girl who lost her name.
Oh,
and so cute. You will type your daughter or your son's name, and then in there, if it's a boy or a girl, it depends. They go on a trip because they lost their name. So along their trip, they will find the letters of their name. So for me, like this one is, I believe it's Sophie. So like the squid gives an S. And then there's an ostrich who will give her an O. And they go through the whole book with the letter of the name of the kid. And at the end, it's like, well, that spells Sophie. And so I got in English and in French for both my kids. And when I gave that to all the kids at birthdays or something, because I love personalized stuff. Me, it's something that's very important. So Lost My Name, or Wonderbly, for the comic book that you have your pictures in it. It's for me, that's something that I've always enjoyed. And I know this is not talking about love attraction, but technically it is, because the person who's going to listen to this will be like, what can I give to my grandson? Or what idea can I give to X, Y, or Z? Like my child, my niece, my nephew. And then you're going to get onto my podcast and say, oh my God, that's exactly what I want to give it to. I want to give to my kids, right? So even though we're not talking about law of attraction technically, those who are going to listen to this will have, this is something I needed. I didn't know I needed it, but I need it. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So for me, I always say for me, oh my goodness, I always say for me, but I always enjoy Facebook ads. And I know, like, we're like, oh, I think my phone is listening to my conversation. Oh, I'm being tracked. No, it's law of attraction. You're on the vibration of this ad. You're on the vibration of attracting this. And so the universe is working through the phone to give you what you're looking for, to give you your next step. And so instead, I'm like, oh my God, yes, I want this for my kid. I want this for me. I'm okay. Right. And everything I do, like we went to an activity in Montreal. It was like an immersion activity where we're sitting, but like it's all electronics, like just a bunch of pictures and it was pretty cool with music. And I found that through Facebook. It said, hey, we have this immersion weekend. And by clicking on this, it said, oh, you want to come to the book fair? Like there's a big, like book fair in Montreal. I'm like, well, I didn't even know it was there, but yes, we will go because I love books. Like I love books. And as we went there, I had an appointment for my girl this afternoon to go and get her vaccine for the COVID. And so, so I'm pro vaccine. I'm not against people who are not against
I had my 2. I got to get a booster, but now I got to do the kids. I guess, well, my 6-year-old could do it. My 4-year-old can't.
Yeah. My 4-year-old, she's turning 5 on the 23rd of December.
Oh, that's right. She told me that.
Yes. So the 24th, boom, she has her vaccine. I'm like, there's not going to be any gray area when we come back from our cruise. We're going to be all, and I know we're safe, but just, for all the little details and all. So she was supposed to have her appointment today, but as we're there at the big convention center, we go do our activity. I'm like, there's a vaccination station right here. Like people could come and just get vaccinated.
Wow.
You know what? How about we just go and get it done there?
Yeah.
And so we did it. So she doesn't have to go today. And it was super like, whew, she was a champion. And so it was a really wonderful day. Like things just lined up, boom, boom, boom. But that's why I'm like always enjoying, oh, what does Facebook have to show me? Why do I see this ad? I'm interested in going, right?
Yeah.
So that's how I use Facebook for my fun and for my girls' growth as well. And also on this weekend was a very busy weekend for us, but a good weekend. I'm seeing like now life is starting to pick up again. Not that it did not, but it was pretty calm.
It's pretty mundane. We were stuck at home for a while. Yeah.
No, we were not stuck at home. We always found ways to go out. Like for us,
all right.
For us, COVID was not a prisoner. We were not trapped. Everything I wanted was always open, even though they should not have been open. Like something that was open. I wanted it. It was done, right?
Good.
We found ways like say, well, we can travel, but we'll go to the hotel. So we found the hotels that were open, that had a pool, and right, we create our reality, and things just always worked out for us. And so this weekend, last week, actually, I think it was Instagram, maybe Facebook. There was this NYLA talent company that said, hey, we have auditions for kids if you want to have your kids like on Nickelodeon or like to have a chance like or Disney movies and TV shows. I'm like, cool. And so I said, I'm going to sign up my kids for that just for the fun of it and see, we're thinking of moving to California, right? So I'm like, however it shows up. And so we signed up, and then the girls didn't really want to practice the little sketch, but they tried it on the Saturday morning. They tried it a little bit because I was practicing one. I said, oh, there's a sketch for adults too. So I was practicing my sketch the whole week. My girls know my speech. Like they were singing it with me. And because I love acting, I'm on TikTok a lot, and this is something I've done, not taking courses, but I've enjoyed the entertainment part of acting. And so on Saturday morning, they learn a little bit of their text. They do their audition at noon. Sorry. And then we got a message, like they said by around 8:00, we'll let you know if you go for the callbacks. So it's 8:00, and I already made it's okay, I guess. No, it's okay if they don't do it. It's all good. By 8:23, we got a message saying, congrats, you made it to the callbacks. So like, oh, girls, you got to do it again tomorrow. And you got to call back. And then the lady did it with the girls, and she said, as soon as I saw the girls, I knew they would be together, right? Not just the two of them together as siblings. And so the girls did their thing, and she's like, yeah, they're in the program. So now we have, I chose the package, their marketing package. It's like 6 weeks of like lessons, like courses with like actors are coaches. So they've got their coach to show them. And so now They got to learn a monologue by Saturday.
Wow.
And just practice it. And I said, you know what? I was ready, but since it was a kids thing, I didn't go. Like I didn't say I want to do it too, right? But when I talked with the lady the next day, the scout, I said, I know it's about kids, but do you guys take adults too? And she said, yeah, just send me like your thing. I'll send it to my manager. And then yesterday she said, yeah, you can, you can do the same program as your kid. And just so I'm also in the program. And
Awesome.
then in February they have a showcase where we're gonna do our monologue that we learn and practice with our coaches in front of like 20 managers and agents. And I'm like, okay, it's done, right? Doesn't matter
Why
what
not? Yeah.
so yeah,
Exciting.
oh my God. Well, if it doesn't work out, I always have coaching. And I'm like, everything, I can do everything, right? Well, I don't have contracts, I can do coaching. I'm like, oh my
You're so right. You got it. Yeah. No contracts you could do. Yeah. You could freelance.
exactly. And I'm just like, okay, things are just like, right, I believe in it. And now when you're on the vibration of success, doesn't matter what you do, if you go in, it's done, right? There's success. Like even like before, I would have been hard on myself and on the kids, like please sit down quiet. And like their speech, like the skit was not completely perfect, but that's not what they go for. They want the personality, like you can mess up your text, but it's okay because it's just like, right, they're 4 and 6 at the same time. But at the same time, like, doesn't matter. You could have screwed up the text, but just by your vibration and your energy, this is what attracted them.
Yeah, absolutely. That
But
is so
before, I would not
cool.
have thought that. So that's the same thing for anyone here listening. Like I'm giving example for us, but if you want that dream job, don't think it's because of what you have on your resume that they're picking people, right? They pick the people who believe in themselves, even though like, it's just your energy. It's the mindset you have. So believe it's yours and it's done. You can do anything. Say, well, I know it's mine. You walk in that place as if this is already yours. That is one thing you can do for yourself, at least if you don't believe it yet, to start doing.
Got it. Wow. That's awesome. Really, really great stuff here. Oh my goodness.
Like, this is like a dream from when I was younger. I always wanted to go into that, but didn't have the means, didn't have like the support. And now it's just everything is by Zoom. We don't even have to go. And I'm like, well, we're gonna move there very soon anyway, because if we get work, I mean, we can stay here, but I want to go there.
Awesome.
You can stay home now. You don't have to move to LA. I'm like, but I do want to move to LA.
You're like, I do. Yeah. So what's meant to be, what's meant to be. That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's exciting. And I'm like, okay, this is just, and so now we have fun. Like instead of like, oh, here, go watch some comics. Like this morning after when they were ready, we practiced their texts and they're so good. They're so good. I get impressed. I don't know for you. I get impressed by my kids' abilities to absorb everything.
Yeah. So they're actually memorizing a script, like a monologue.
It's a 45-second monologue.
Oh my gosh.
And she just like recites the words and recites the sentence. I'm like, holy crap. Like, oh my God. Like
I can't do that. I'm like, wait, what? I have to read. I'm like, what?
But I know my vibe. I know this is what I've been doing all my life. You know, like in high school, when you do all your presentation, that was my strength. Like my strength was to prepare and show off in front of, I was always like, pick me first. I want to go first. As much as there are many people like who don't want to go in front of the class and talk, I was like, pick me. I want to be first. I'm going to set the bar high. And you get the extra points because you're the first one, but I didn't need the extra point. I just, no, here are the points because this is me, right? This is only me all there. But yeah, so this is like your permission to anyone to just go for it. Like be you. Don't, I just say it's going to happen. It's done, right? If that's what you want to do, universe is going to bring everything that needs to happen for you to happen.
Wow, this is awesome. You're right. Go for it. Life is too precious. For those who may not know, Marie-Ève lost her husband. What has it been?
4 years.
4 years. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. And I mean, it was a hard thing to go through, but here you are rising above and beyond and doing for your children, doing for yourself and realizing how precious life is and that, you can move on. You can do things. Yes, it's going to hurt. Yes, it's not going to be easy, but why not? Yeah. Good
and
for you.
also when you start seeing that, but that's a belief, right? You have to go with the belief and start seeing it on purpose, not just like, oh yeah, things happen for you. So I force myself? At first I'm like, okay, things are happening and things have not changed. They did not change, but in my head, it's like, I'm still doing all the same action I did before it was dead. So Now it's like, how does this happen to me, for me, not to me, right?
For you.
Nothing
Yeah.
happens to you. Things happen for you. And when the more and more honest I am with what my needs are, or what my needs were, I know, like, as awesome as it was an amazing relationship, man, I deserve way better. Like, we never fought with, but I deserve someone who was personalizing things for me. I personalized everything for him, but he was not giving that back to me. Like, I did not have, like, I had to force, can you write me a letter, pretty much, right? Like, can you write me? So you ladies and you guys out there, you deserve to have the love that you want. And if the person you're with is not doing that, go back within, because they're just reflecting how you're not giving you the love you deserve. And then either they'll shift and they'll give you what you want more and more, or they'll go in, you're gonna get someone better. Because what's the trick to the universe is you ask, I want this or better. Because we don't know what better is, then we deserve the best in the world. And there's not that there's no time to waste, because everything's gonna be a lesson. But if you know you can get better, why would you go for the lesson?
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. You're right. So your passion, your drive, your ability and willingness to help people as well. By the way, we didn't say your website,
Yes.
which is up and running. Tell everyone how.
My website is Marie-Ève.com. Still in the works, like, but it's still, at least it's there. You can follow me on Instagram at Mongrain90. Right now, that's where I keep most of my updates. And you right, like, my website is there, but you can just contact me directly by message, private message, and we can discuss. Like, my first session is $250. So if you want, like, I start seeing my value. Unfortunately, I do not offer anymore the free introduction call, because in that first call, we already do so much work together that I'm like, I still deserve to be paid for the work I put in, right?
Mhm.
And the transformation that goes from being unconscious to
Even
conscious
that first
can
call.
happen in a minute, right?
Mhm.
And so, yeah, so $250 for the first call. Then I have packages, and I can do single session as well. But yeah, you can go on my Instagram. I post a lot of pictures, and I use Instagram as a blog. So on my picture, I will write a story. So in those stories, you will find, like, the lesson or the part of the law of attraction or something that I talked about. So if you want to read, if you have time and you want to be inspired, not just by the picture, I like pictures because they're storytelling. But for me, I also do the storytelling part in my description. So have fun reading that. And there's a lot, like, because I'm a mannequin, I'm a model as well. So I got a couple, like, modeling pictures in there, and I got pictures of my family. If I find something, quotes or like TikTok that I find inspiring that help me, I post that there. So yes, my website is great to go see what services offer, but honestly, Instagram is where it's at. And even TikTok, that's my fun part, but you can go on TikTok, but you can find me anywhere. Honestly, it's really good. And I'm also live on TikTok right now. I do have 1 follower, so hello.
Are you? Hi.
Real. So yeah, so that's what I do. And I just want to see if there's something. Oh yeah. So, like, I don't chase. You guys should not be chasing anything, right? For those who haven't listened to my story yet, I got arrested for harassment 2 years ago when I fell in love with a guy, and I keep pulled himself out, and I was chasing him in the chasing energy. I really did love the guy.
Yeah.
But I was chasing him, proving my worth. But when you're in the divine feminine energy, you don't prove your worth, because you already know your worth. And if he doesn't see it, goodbye. I'm gonna find someone, like somebody else. Your likes are just extra, right? So that's the work I've done myself, from being that codependent, like, oh my God, the fear of being abandoned, the rejection, all those wounds from childhood. And now, like, I don't like it, goodbye. I don't care, right? I had someone on my live this week, like, well, you don't understand. Okay. He's like, I'm leaving. All right. Like, you can't, I will not let you affect my worth. I will not, I am firm in my belief. If you prove me something, you give me something else to consider, I will listen gladly. But I know I'm my own authority, and people who don't like it, they can go away, and it does not affect my worth. So guys, if I date, like, I don't really date anyway. So
I get you. I hear you.
Oh no, I'm like, you know what? I want to meet my guy. Like, I know we're gonna meet in person. That's gonna be how it's gonna be magical, right? Just see like the first look and like, oh my guy, because I know he's coming now. Like, there's no other way. I know I've done enough of the inner work. I know it's happening. When I don't know. But that's the exciting part, is how is that gonna happen? I don't know. Right? In the past, I was like, how is that gonna happen? I don't know how I'm gonna make it happen. But now I know I have my spirit team. I got the whole universe working for me.
Wow.
And so the stress is now excitement. I don't know.
Mhm.
That's going to be a nice surprise.
Well, you are a spitfire, a ball of energy, and you have so much inspiration, so much. But let me ask you this: no, were you? I know you were always this way, kind of personal, outgoing. But when you were married, did things change? Did you kind of lose part of yourself? Were you not the same person, or?
I put myself a little down. Like I didn't see within myself. I always was like the one doing the parties and like I love costume. But my friends were all like they were all out, like outgoing. It was really fun. But the part it was like more following my own light and just knowing what I deserve, right? Like so I became a teacher. I always wanted to, like seriously, I did all my dreams. I left high school and I went into hotel management. So I got a 3-year program and I work in a restaurant and some hotels. Then I became a teacher. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a teacher. I was studying. When I was studying for my test, I would always make tests for myself. And then I would give me the test, do it, and then correct the test, and then put a sticker on it. Like I was playing library and I was playing teacher all my life. And so I became a teacher. And then I was pregnant. So I always kind of followed with my belief, right? If I didn't believe I could become an actress, well, it was just a dream, right? I always wanted to, go in that sense. But I did a couple of things that made me feel like this, right? I did some skit and I always wanted to find a place. I sold some Tupperware because I love Tupperware. I love free stuff. And I'm like, I'm going to become a Tupperware representative.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of stuff. And I said, if I don't have clients, at least I got the discount for me, right?
Yes.
And so there was this beer and skit, and I did a skit with me being the Miss Tupperware and selling my top, like not selling, but like doing a funny like comedy skit. And in high school, I did a presentation where I was like one of the presenter of the talent show in college with some friends. And for me, like the stage was always, oh my God, yes, this is a yes, right? So being a public speaker is like a yes. Every time I'm on stage is just like the show is there. But when my husband and I always was, I played curling for 22 years. So I'm a curler. I'm pretty good at it too. And I always had like, I'm going to become an Olympian. And my husband joined and started curling. And it was super, like we coach little kids. And we our Bantam team. But then he got cancer. By the time I was going to get my competitive coaching license, he got sick. So I had to postpone. And then I quit curling 2 years ago because I'm like, am I curling because that's the only thing I can do that I'm good? Because I hated my hands freeze. My feet would freeze. Like for 22 years, I would freeze. And I my gosh. So it's not that I didn't allow myself to be completely who I am, but because I was always afraid of what people would think of me. But I would still like do my things, but I was the quiet one. I was the shy one. Now I'm like, you know what? I don't care. I'm talking. And if you don't like it, I don't care, right? You're all going to take my space now. So this is how I was not fully myself. And I saw my husband as like being the god. I'm like, oh my God, he's so handsome. How did I land a guy that's this hot, right? For me, that was like, first I had one boyfriend before him. I never dated in high school. Nobody has ever approached me. So yeah, now guys that don't really approach me either. I will be honest here. And they're like, my God, you must have a bunch of guys. No, not really. Really not. Like
it's called intimidation. Men are scared of an independent.
That's what people say. So I'm like, before I would have been like, oh, it's not because they don't like me. They did. Like really? Like I'm super caring. But anyway, so this was a conversation I had yesterday on my live. I'm like, seeing a different perspective. That's not because I'm not good enough, but other things, they're not good enough for me. And they're scared. Like, oh my God, like I'm the most like caring, like the most like forget. Like anyway, but yeah. So that was kind of a different perspective for me to have, because all my life, right, in high school, well, nobody wants to be my friend. Like I was the one girl. I had friends that got dumped by my friends. I would go and hang out with a couple of people, but then I said, I'm going to go work at the cafeteria instead of sitting by myself at the cafeteria, right? I didn't have a clique. I was not one of those who had a clique. And I would go and volunteer at the school store and just be by myself and do my business stuff. And I enjoyed it, right? But yeah, no. So when I allow myself to say, okay, I get to be me, and it was not just my husband who was there, because I always thought was like the reacher. And we watch a lot of How I Met Your Mother. So at one point, she's like, oh, one has to be the reacher, and one is the, I don't remember the other one. So I thought I was a reacher. I never saw that my husband could have been reaching out now, right? But now I know in my new relationships, we're gonna be equal. Like nobody's gonna be reaching out because we're gonna both be amazing.
On the same page.
I had to bring myself back up. And one thing in my relationship with my husband is I didn't like my body. I didn't like completely how I look. Sexually, I had a lot of shame.
Feel good,
like, ew, like, so that's how different it is that now I'm allowing, like, I'm loving myself more so I can be authentic. Like, you cannot be with someone who doesn't love themselves because you can't accept your love properly. Right? It was, oh, you're so beautiful. I'm like, no, what are you talking about? And I pushed him like,
you got to feel it. So that's good. What a transformation. You're helping others do this now as well.
Yes. And oh my God, it's amazing. Like even whatever happens, like if I go on TV, like if I become an actress, like I'm not even sure what's going on now. My higher self is just surprising me. But I know by being seen, like, right, you go on interviews, people ask you about your life, and then just by being me and just be like, yes, I'm going to share about my life with pleasure. And then just this shows people that you can, they can also do it for themselves.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And one more thing, like just for those who want to have a Christmas present, maybe for their wife, right? This is a ring, and it's not like super fancy, like it opens, but this ring here is a breast milk ring.
You're kidding?
Yeah, no.
Is that your breast milk? Did you save it?
That's my breast milk. And so I ordered this, and it comes with a little package. So you mix a little bit of your milk with the powder, and then you squish it. It becomes hard.
Never heard of that. That is so cool.
And then you put it in the ring, and then they give you a little bit of glue. So like it's not the most sturdy ring, but I can always say like, and this milk is actually from when I was breastfeeding Sophie and Emily. Because I breastfed Sophie until she was 3 and Emily until she was 2. So they had some time that they were both breastfeeding. So that milk, even though I don't wear that ring, it's more like for the emotional aspect
beautiful.
Of it. Yeah. So like definitely it's not the best quality, but I mean just the story behind the ring for me, it was like, oh my God. So that's another idea for men out there who want to, or even women who want to surprise their wives, and just it's online. I don't have the website, but you can find.
You can Google it. I'm sure that is so cool. What other gift ideas do you have? Oh my gosh, we have 2 minutes left.
Anything else? Oh, but just something here. I just bought a bread recipe book yesterday at the grocery store, and lots of recipes. I love books, so books are amazing. And then, but then the lady at the cashier, she said, "Oh, it's a good book, but it's expensive." It was $35. But for me, with where I come from, like $35 for the good book, I'm like, it's worth it, right?
Yeah.
So for me, it was, like, not that I don't feel bad. Like, she's like, for her, it's a lot of money to spend $35 on a book. But I want people to say, like, you guys are worth it. Even if it costs a little bit more money than you're used to, start saying, okay, I'm worth getting the best book. Even though it costs a little more, I'm worth it. And then the universe is going to say, oh, she's starting to finance your worth. And it's going to bring you the money you need.
Pay for it in a sense. Yep. To come back at you twofold. Wow.
And just one more thing. I decided that this morning as I was driving back home after I brought my girls to school and daycare, I'm going to start raising money for widows and kids. And that's an idea I've had for the past, 4 years. When I was struggling, I want to start something to have like celebration with widows, right? Like sending them a present from Santa at Christmas. And in the idea that I'm just starting is what I would love to is for like the first year, the family would get some sort of like a present or something to help them in their first year. Yeah. And like we could have like, but this, I know it's a big idea, but like an Easter party, a Christmas party. Because I know, right, with work, with my husband, we always had those Christmas parties.
Yeah.
Right? The work Christmas party. But now we don't have Christmas parties. So I'm like, I want to find something that's as much as it sucks, we have something good anyway happening, because maybe some people don't have the support. So today I'm going to find a place where I can go and start a fundraiser, and I'll put it on my Instagram. And anybody who wants to give, I know already a couple of families that I can just send money, and I'm not going to pick according to their financial needs. I'm just going to go with, you lost your husband or your wife and you have kids, because everybody deserves to have something, right?
Yeah, of course.
So that's why I'm just putting out there. So I have to do it.
And tell us how we can and then tell us the website again, and of course how we can reach out to you. Apologize, but we are out of time.
Yes. So my website, MarieEveMongrain.com, Instagram, MarieMongrain90.
Thank you so much. And by the way, I didn't have my phone on me before. I grabbed it mid-show. It was on the floor. So thank you. I got your text. Sorry.
You're
I'm
welcome.
glad you made it. I would have figured it out that something was wrong, but I was like, oh my
It's
gosh.
so good.
Thank you. Maria,
Thank you so much.
cannot wait to meet you and hang out with you and the girls. Seriously. It's going to
Yes,
happen. It's going to happen one of these days soon. All right.
it is.
Thank
Yes.
you. Bye, sweetheart.
Thank you.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.